But today we're going to look at silver and also at gold, but in particular silver. I think silver, as I said a couple of weeks ago, was on the cusp of catapulting towards 50. And yes, it took quite a few years to break 30, right? We tested 30 back in 2020, 21, and then it was only a year or so ago that we're able to break out of it. But now it's accelerating, and I think what it means is that the current fiat currency monetary system, banking system, is under threat. Yes, silver is very important, and we're going to look at a few things in relationship to that. But the other thing that I see is that silver might save us. And what do I mean by that? Well, it might save us from the globalists out there, the people that run the World Economic Forum, the people that run the UN, the Agenda 2030, the people that really want control over you, the people that are part of, they are really a representation of European aristocracy, but what's that got to do with silver? Well, I think silver could blow them out of the water, figuratively, of course, because no one really cares about silver anymore. No one realizes how important silver is and why they've been suppressing it for almost 50 years now, since 1980. Well, it's because silver is the money of the people, really. Gold performs well, of course, and is doing very well, but it's more their money. It doesn't mean to say you shouldn't have any gold. But, and I'll give you an example of how great silver is as money and currency. So I've seen this meme before, and I saw David Bateman, the billionaire who's bought a lot of silver, talk about how the minimum wage in 1964 in the US was $1.25. And in 1964, the quarter, which I have one here, and this one is from 1964, right? A quarter. Used to be a silver, it's silver, 90% silver. So after 1964, of course, there's no more silver, unfortunately. And it also happens to be the year I was born, 1964. $1.25. So 5 of these was the hourly wage, minimum wage. So now with silver at 46, yes, we closed just above $46 yesterday, the spot price. And I was surprised in a way how quickly silver is going, even though a couple of weeks ago I said silver was on the cusp of catapulting towards 50, right? But anyway, at current prices, these coins are worth about 8 fake dollars, right? Because we don't really have dollars. The dollar is supposed to be a weight of silver and a weight of gold. So we have fake Federal Reserve currency. Well, yeah, 8. So you can get 8 of the fake dollars for this now. So you multiply 8 by 5, you get $40. I don't know what the minimum wage is in the US, but it's probably a lot less than $40. So that's what I think this massive bull market in gold and silver is going to expose. It's going to expose the fraudulent nature of our monetary and currency system. And it's not even a bull market. Well, kind of is, I guess, a bull market in gold and silver, but it's more of a collapse or a massive bear market in the fiat currencies. And we're going to look at some charts in a minute. And the 50 level, of course, is really important. So I'm going to bring up some charts now. And I think this chart here is telling me that silver is really on its way. And this is the silver price as a percentage of the gold price. It's the gold silver ratio in reverse. And I spoke about this, or it was Michael Oliver who came on the channel about a month or maybe a little longer ago and said that we needed to break out above like 1.2, 1.3%. And then I've been tracking it and I've spoken about it to you guys in the past few weeks. And this is a weekly chart, and now you can see that we're really breaking out here. I think when I spoke about silver a couple of weeks ago, we hadn't broken this trend line, and now it's just blown right through it. And so why is this important? Well, because since the 70s, when the dollar went rogue and became unbacked by anything, there's been bull markets in gold and silver. The 1970s bull market that peaked in 1980, and then the early 2000s or 2000s bull market that started in 2001 or thereabouts and peaked in 2011. Silver always lagged in the beginning, but towards the end of the bull market, silver led the way, and silver outperformed gold massively. And we've been waiting for this for the last 4 or 5 years. And every time it looks like silver is going to start outperforming, it doesn't. And then it kind of has kept gold a little bit under control, but not I would say in the last year and a half. But we needed silver to confirm this.
Today, we're going to look at silver, and of course at gold, but in particular silver, because I believe silver is on the cusp of something extraordinary. I said a couple of weeks ago that silver was about to catapult toward $50, and that wasn't hyperbole. Yes, it took years to break through 30. We tested 30 back in 2020 and 2021, and then it took until recently to break decisively out of that range. But now, it's accelerating. The move is gaining momentum, and that momentum is more than just a chart pattern. It's a signal that the entire fiat currency monetary system is under threat. That's not an exaggeration. When silver starts to outperform like this, it isn't just a bull market in silver, it's a bear market in fiat. It's a reflection that the system we've lived under since the 1970s, when Nixon temporarily severed gold backing from the dollar, is reaching its breaking point. You can see it in the charts, but more importantly, you can feel it in the disconnect between the cost of living and the official stories they feed us about 2% inflation or resilient growth. I said before, silver might save us. And people ask me, Mario, what do you mean silver might save us? How can a shiny metal save anyone? Well, I'll explain. Silver is the money of the people. Always has been. Gold has its place, of course. It's the king's money, the banker's money, the sovereign reserve. But silver is the people's money. It's the coin in the pocket, the metal of daily exchange, the lifeblood of honest commerce. That's why governments and central banks hate it. That's why they've spent the better part of half a century suppressing it. Because silver empowers ordinary people outside the digital cage the globalists want to build. And yes, I'm talking about those globalists, the people behind the World Economic Forum, the UN's Agenda 2030, the technocratic aristocracy that wants control over every aspect of your life. They dress it up in language about sustainability and equity, but at the core, it's the same old story of power and control. And silver is the monkey wrench in their machine. Why? Because when silver breaks free, it exposes the fraud of their fiat paper. It blows their scheme out of the water, figuratively of course. Let me give you a simple example of silver's power as money. I've seen this meme floating around, and I think it illustrates the point beautifully. In 1964, the US minimum wage was $1.25 an hour. And in 1964, a quarter, a simple 25-cent coin, was still made of 90% silver. So 5 silver quarters equaled that minimum wage. Now fast forward to today. Silver closed above $46 yesterday, That means those 5 quarters from 1964, still the same silver coins, are worth about $40 in today's fake dollars. $40? What's the federal minimum wage in the United States today? Around $7.25. You tell me which money preserved value and which money got hollowed out. This is what I mean when I say silver reveals the fraud of fiat. The dollar is supposed to be a weight of silver or gold. That's what the Constitution originally defined it as. But since 1971, we've been living in a world of fake dollars, Federal Reserve notes backed by nothing but promises and confidence. And that confidence is evaporating. So yes, this rally in silver isn't just a bull market. It's the visible manifestation of a bear market in fiat currencies. The fraud is unraveling. The illusion is failing. And silver is showing us, in plain numbers, how badly the system has devalued the labor and savings of ordinary people. Now, let's look at the charts, because the technicals confirm what the fundamentals are screaming. The breakout is real. I've been tracking silver as a percentage of gold, the inverse of the gold-silver ratio. Michael Oliver, who's been on my channel, highlighted that the critical breakout level was around 1.2 to 1.3%. And sure enough, silver blew through that level on the weekly chart. This is huge, because in every past secular bull market, whether the 1970s or the 2000s, silver lagged in the early phase, but then exploded in the later phase, massively outperforming gold. That's the stage we're entering now, and it's not just a chart geek's fantasy. Historically, in 1980, silver hit $50 while gold was $850. That's a 17-to-1 ratio. In 2011, silver reached $49 while gold hit $1,920. Around 40-to-1 today, gold is near $3,700, and silver is still under $50. Do the math. If silver merely returns to its 1980 ratio, we're talking $200 silver. And given the supply deficits and industrial demand we see today, it's not unrealistic. Speaking of industrial demand, let's not forget, silver is more than money. It's a critical industrial metal. Solar panels, electric vehicles, 5G infrastructure. All of these depend on silver. And industrial demand is hitting record highs while mine supply stagnates. We've had 3 straight years of structural deficit, according to the Silver Institute. That means we're consuming more silver than the world produces. That's not sustainable without much higher prices. I saw a tweet the other day from @EnergySilver that said, "The world is building a green energy future on a foundation of silver, and the foundation is running out." That nails it. The ESG crowd, the same folks who want you eating bugs and living in a pod, are ironically creating massive demand for silver through their solar and EV mandates. Yet they never talk about how limited the supply really is. Another contradiction in their utopian schemes. Now, let me bring in a bit of humor. Someone sent me a meme of Klaus Schwab holding a silver bar with the caption, "You will own nothing unless it's silver, then we'll confiscate it." It made me chuckle, but it also made me think, maybe that's why they've suppressed silver so aggressively for decades. Because if silver reasserts itself as real money, it undermines their entire digital control grid. So where are we now? Silver has broken out above 40, raced toward 50, and it's moving faster from 40 to 50 than it did from 30 to 40. That's classic momentum. Resistance is weak, support is building. Once 50 breaks, it becomes the new floor, not the ceiling. And then the real fireworks begin. Gold, of course, is also strong, closing at record highs, up 43% on the year, with central banks hoarding it at the fastest pace in modern history. But as I said, gold is the banker's money. Silver is our money. And when silver outperforms, it signals the endgame of the fiat charade. This isn't just another bull market. It's a transition. It's a collapse of confidence in paper promises. It's a return to the monetary roots that global elites fear most. And that's why I say silver might just save us. Not because it will magically fix everything, but because it exposes the fraud and forces people to confront reality.